There we go, Evelyn, Champagne King. Betcha she don't love you like you know I love you and all that other good stuff. Good morning, Double R Radio. Where are we at? Let me see here. 8:37 por la mañana, Friday morning, January the 15th, 2021. Good morning, streaming. This is San Antonio, Texas. You know, I've said this once and I'm going to say it again that there's nothing like Friday morning knowing the weekend right in front of you, especially if you don't have to work. I got to work, but that's okay. The weekend's the weekend. Only it's a little bit different now, of course, because of this COVID thing. But like I said, man, it still doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life. Still doesn't mean that you can't still throw a little fiasco, a little porazo at your house. That's what it's all about, right? You know, if I live in a condo, like a townhome, and I don't get to have a front yard or a backyard. But if I did, I'd throw a cookout, man, in the backyard right away. Unos pollitos, unas fajitas, maybe unas costillas and stuff like that. It's all good. It really, really is. But since I'm not able to do that, I just throw everything in the oven. And there you go. Yesterday I picked up this gentleman doing the Uber thing, and the guy tells me, um, if you're not watching me live on Facebook, I took a little pause, but I had to take a sip of my coffee. Need some energy. There we go. And then we get over here. There we go. Good morning, Jana Galanta. It's the Mr. Sean Zam Gonzalez, Texas in the casa. Good morning. Also, good morning, Jana Galanta. Donna Contreras, Dallas, Texas in the house. Good morning, amiga. Anyway, so yesterday I was taking a gentleman from point A to point B. He was a tourist, right? And he tells me, Robert, where's a good place for some good barbecue? And he goes, they tell me to go to Bill Miller's. Don't go to Bill Miller's. That's the last place you want to go. Pinche Bill Miller, go. Don't go to Bill Miller, dude. I said, no. They got this place called the Smoke Shack. It's right there on the corner of Broadway, right across from the Whitty Museum. You can go over there. They got some good barbecue right there. You can go to Rudy's. I like Rudy's barbecue. Rudy's is pretty cool. I've got no problem with Rudy's. They're a little pricey, but it's pretty good. You can go there as well. He goes, okay, because I just didn't know where to go. It is unreal how tourists, they're sprinkling back into San Antonio slowly but surely. They really, really are. By the way, there was another tourist, this female, that I picked up yesterday, actually 2 days ago, and she told me she went to a restaurant called Bohannon's. Now, Bohannon's is in the middle of downtown San Antonio, right across the street from the Majestic Theater. Bohannon's, I've never been there for dinner. I've been there for cocktails. Usually, I have tradition. If ever I'm going to a concert at the Majestic Theater, I'll go for 2 or 3 drinky poos at Bohannon's at their bar, then cross the street and go watch my show. But for dinner, I've never been there, but I hear they're very, very pricey now. You're probably going, Robert, how pricey are they? Well, a steak will run you like about $125. What? $125 for a steak? Man. You know, I thought to myself, the last time I paid $125 for a piece of meat was, we can't go there right now. This is a family. Babies are watching. I cannot share the story of the last time I paid $125 for a piece of meat. I can't do that. This is a family show. But really, man, I'm not going to pay $125 for a steak. I'm not going to do it. I don't even care if somebody's buying it for me. I'm going to feel guilty. I'm going to be, are you sure you want to pay 100? Are you sure you want to pay 125? Can you give me another Shiner box? Are you sure? I feel guilty. Can I get some shrimp with this? I feel guilty. All right. Really, man. $125. And that's for the cheap steak, too. That's not the expensive one. Good morning, Jada. Again, that's the Double R Radio sponsor, Cindy Martinez Hernandez, San Antonio, Texas. Good morning, Jada. Again, that's Leroy Lou John, Southern Colorado, en la casa. ¿Qué pasó, carnal? También good morning, Jada. Again, that's Hector Luis, Klamath Falls, Oregon, tuning in. There we go. Good morning, Hector. How we doing? Thank you for joining me, amigo. Also, good morning, Jada. Again, that's the Double R Radio sponsor, Deborah Camarillo, Anaheim, California, the beauty of internet radio, where I can stream my show, my music, myself from my living room. Now, I've always said this. I called myself the Wayne's World of Tejano music. Wayne's World was in the basement. I'm in the living room, but it's all good, man. Still doing it for mi casa. That's what it's all about. The beauty of internet radio. Also, good morning, John. I got the Double R Radio sponsor, Cynthia Gonzalez Ramirez, Houston, Texas. Good morning, amiga. Now, let me see here. Where am I at? What do I want to talk about? We're going to go over here. Let me make sure everything's okay. Yeah, we're good to go. Let me put one more here just to be on the safe side. Well, anyways, let me see here. What do I want to talk about? We'll talk about this here real quickly. Check this out. We all know what happened at the White House last week. White House, the Capitol in Washington. We all know what happened last week. Has it been a week already? I think it's been a week. Well, I mean, they've been arresting a whole mess of people that were caught on video doing all the damage, whatever the case. More power to them. But now, just yesterday, they arrested the man carrying a Confederate flag inside the Capitol. Now, he wouldn't have been busted, only that his son was bragging to his co-worker about his dad's accomplishment. Hey, did you see Dad? He was in the White House with a Confederate flag. Did you see that? No, I didn't. No, I didn't, but I'll be sure and let the FBI know. And that he did, and they arrested the man carrying the Confederate flag. Que bueno. Ese viejo pendejo. Anyway, really, man, that pisses me off, man. It really, really does. Now, I'm going to do something different this morning show. Being Freeform Friday, anything goes. I'm going to do something different. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the spotlight on the year 1980, and I'm going to play, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 songs. I don't know. Depends how saucy I'm feeling. But I'm going to go ahead and pick a year and play several songs from that year. And I've decided to pick the year. I've decided to pick the year 1980. Why? Because I hate the 80s. I don't hate them anymore. I hated the 80s back in the day because the 80s were kind of like, it symbolized when disco was dying. I love disco. Really, man, I still love disco. Hey, man, if it wasn't for disco. Well, anyways, really, man, I love disco music, but the 80s was the downfall of disco from the 70s. It's really, really true. So what I'm going to do right now before I jump into the year 1980, I'm going to give y'all some crazy facts from the year 1980. I'm going to remind y'all what was going on in the year 1980. Like, example, the average cost of a new house in 1980 was $68,000. The average income was $19,000. That wasn't my average income. That was way down there. Also, monthly rent was $300. The actual cost of a gallon of gasoline was $1.19. There we go. The average cost for a new car was $7,200. There we go. Now, a VHS movie camera would run you $1,500. Man, that's a lot of money right there. Now, that being said, let me see here. Buddy joining me. Good morning, John. I got the Double R Radio sponsor, Robert Rivas, Mission City Hot Shot Delivery Service. Good morning, Primo. How we doing? Also, good morning, shout out to the ever so political Michelle Cohen. Micaela. Good morning, Micaela. How we doing? Also, good morning, shout out to Double R Radio sponsor, Dora Peña Rodriguez, Garfield, Texas, who is just recovering from COVID. And I'm really glad you're doing better. I mean, I really, really am. You and Big Ed. Dora and her husband, Big Ed. You know, when I first started talking to Dora again, Dora's my ex-sister-in-law, but she told me, you got to be my husband, Big Ed. And I said, why do they call him Big Ed? Because he's about 10 feet tall. And I go, really? So I had to take a drive to see this guy, of course, talk to Dora, but meet her husband, Big Ed. And she wasn't lying, man. Big Ed, man, is way the hell up there. And I told him, hey, Ed, I don't think I ever want to throw chingazos with you, dude. I'll take on anybody, but I don't think I'd have to go find a ladder first. It'd be like if I was going to throw some chingazos with Big Ed, I go, I don't like, you want some pedo with me? I'll be right back. Let me go get a ladder. I'll be right back. Go get a ladder and climb up. Ahora sí, cabrón. Vente, bring it on, cabrón. No, he probably gets a ladder and throw me off right there. But really, man, awesome people they are. Good morning. I'm glad y'all are doing better, Dora. I really, really am. Diana Cáceres, buenos días, buenos días. Now, let's get back to the year 1980, like I was saying. I'm going to give you a couple more fun facts here about the year 1980. Now, let's see what else happened here. Mount St. Helens erupted in the year 1980. Also in the year 1980, Rubik's Cube debuted. That Rubik's Cube, man, pinche Rub. Really, man, I got about 20 brain aneurysms trying to figure out pinche Rubik's Cube. I don't know what was worse, trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube or the girl I was dating at the time. They were pretty much right there neck and neck. Also, CNN was launched on the internet. How crazy, right, CNN? Man, the year 1980. Also, let's see here. Also, do y'all know these things that we have today? Everybody does those little post-it notes, those little 3x3 little sticky kind of a things where you write something, you put a note, and you put it somewhere. Those were introduced in the year 1980. Also in the year 1980, former Beatle John Lennon was shot to death. You know, sometimes you totally forget about things like that. You really, really do. Anyways, enough and there's enough. Right now, what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go back in time. I'm going to go ahead and play 3 or 4 songs, maybe even 5 songs. We're going to go back in time to the year 1980. Let's do it. Good morning. Freeform Friday. Double R Radio. The year was 1980. How we doing, everybody? 1980 is kicking off right now. I'm going to do like 3 or 4 songs, maybe 5 songs right now. Billy Joel, you may be right, but then again, you may be wrong. Anyways, let's get back to the morning show. Freeform Friday it is. Join me right now. robertrivasradio.com. Simple. robertrivasradio.com. Click on that media player button. It's all gratis, man. It's all free. It's not going to cost you a dime. At least not yet. Let's get back to the morning show. Join me now. Hang on, wait a minute. I got several people here. There we go. Good morning, Jetta. Let me see here. Actually, Roger Rivas says the 80s reminds me of the Gopher Hole on Billy Mitchell. Dude, I used to go to the Gopher Hole there, too. I really, really did, man. You know. Anyway, Dr. Feelgoods across the street from San Antonio College. I went to Feelgoods many, many times, and I came out feeling pretty good as well. Morning show time. Join me now. The year was 1980. Join me now.